What's going on, good people? Welcome to the GFT Radio Show. Got a dope show lined up for y'all tonight. Sonny, what's up with you?
I'm awake. That's all I know. After the
I,
day I had, I'm still awake. I don't
I
know how,
feel,
but I am.
I feel you. I feel you. Man, listen, I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep over here. What's going on, good people out there? We got a dope show. The topic tonight will be what you need to know before dating a single parent. This is actually a topic we got from our discussion group. Join the conversation on Facebook. If you haven't joined the conversation yet, please join in. Please join in. So, Sonny, tell me, what do you need to know before dating a single parent? What do you need to know about that single parent, their situation, or are you even willing to date a single parent at this point?
Well, being a single parent, I'm absolutely willing to date another single parent. I think what we need to like. I'm more of a. I feel like when most of the people that I date, I get a chance to know them, like just know them. I don't necessarily initially have to see their parenting style, but the conversations that we're having prior to going out on dates, I'm paying attention. So like I may randomly ask you questions like, so how's your child? Like, stuff like that. Especially with single fathers because most, not all, don't have their kids living in the house with them. So my way of knowing is like I want to know how often you see your kids. Is there a problem when you're going to see your kids? Because I need to know what I'm walking into. Not that I need to know the meat and potatoes, because I'll learn that later on. But I want to know like a synopsis of your relationship, like how often you get your kids. Like, do you do normal dad stuff, like go to your kids games, support their activities, and actually know them, like favorite color, like you actually know them, not just I'm a child support dad or when I feel like being a dad. I want to know like how active you're in their life. So those are things I feel like you need to know, not necessarily like I don't want to be around your kids initially. Like it's one thing if I know you have kids and I already know you prior and I met your kids before, but it's another thing for me to just start dating you. I don't want to be initially like, here's my kids. I'm not going to do the same either. But I just kind of want to get an ideal of your parenting. Um, Different things. Because I'm a single parent, I want to see how you interact with my child. Not necessarily initially at the beginning, but like little things. Especially with my child, my youngest being the way he is, I need to know how you can tolerate those situations. So not initially, but after certain many dates, I want to see your interaction and his response to you. But I think as like going into it, we need to be listening and paying attention to what they're talking about, especially when it pertains to parenting.
You know, like I always say, one of our main points on the GFT Radio Show network for the last 7 years plus has been communication. So
Yeah.
communication is key. So, like I said in a Facebook group, I want to know what type of are you a good parent or bad parent?
That
Sort
part.
of, and I'm like you. First of all, now, and when I say this, people go, well, how you know? Well, first of all, like you're not coming around my kids early on. You feel me? I'm not coming around your kids early on. So if you try to bring your kids around me early on,
It's a red
like
flag.
that's a red flag immediately. You feel me? That's automatically going to turn me off. All right, this ain't going nowhere. You feel? Because I'm gonna feel uncomfortable, like immediately meeting your kids.
Yeah.
Unless we were in a similar setting where our kids were there and that's how we met.
Yeah,
That's
like y'all kids play soccer together or
yeah,
something like that, and you kind of familiar with the kid, they familiar with you because y'all kids play together. So that's the difference. Yeah,
yeah. That's
that
a
makes
different
sense.
thing.
But like if I just met you, Smooth, I'm not trying to meet your daughter the first day I met you. So,
Exactly.
like,
exactly. And for me, I'm one of the ones you mentioned who daughter actually lives with him currently. So I'm even more cognizant of not bringing the wrong person around my daughter,
Not bringing everybody to your house.
not bringing everybody to my house, not. And then I want to show like the lady I'm dating also that my daughter comes first.
That part.
So I respect a woman who put her kids first. And listen, I got this going on with my kids. We're gonna have to
And
reschedule.
that's somebody posted about that, about understanding the
Willie,
understanding you
Willie,
can't be first and
yeah,
accepting it because people fight for your attention. It's like let's, and that's a big thing for me. Not to cut you off, but that's like a
no,
big
go ahead.
thing because it's like, well, with me, my time is very limited, so I don't like my time wasted. Like if I'm not busy, I'm trying to hang out. I don't need you waste my time on the time that I'm not busy. But I
Exactly.
also need you to understand that I can't. Don't penalize me for not being readily available at the drop of a dime, because I
Mhm.
can't be there for you when you feel like it, because of my responsibility of my kid. Especially you get that from people that don't necessarily have their kids with them as often as I would or you would, or you have them who don't have kids, that you have no tolerance and no patience, or your kids may be older so you don't have to deal with that.
Mhm.
But not penalizing the person because they don't have they're limited on their time, and they have to be mindful. They can't just drop things and go run off to go on vacation. Like I
Mhm.
can't just go last minute and make plans to go somewhere else or go out
Let
to
me
eat
ask
with
you
you.
something, because this alludes to Willie point, because Willie made a good point, that I wholeheartedly agree with during that conversation was, as us as single parents going out there to date, we have to know our limitations as well. So
Facts.
we have to know our priorities. We have to have all our stuff in order,
Mm-hmm.
because we can't just jump the gun and jump out there off of emotion because we want to chase our own desires when we know we fully can't commit to a relationship. So I think that's a major point when you're dating a single parent, is like y'all have to come to an understanding or not come to an understanding that our schedules may conflict a lot. You know what I mean?
That part too, but I think that if you feel like that person, like I said, when people, it's that saying of when nobody's too busy, you make time for what you make time for, right? While understanding that as single parents, we might not have the leisure to have free time at any given moment or at the drop of a dime. It's being mindful. Like, so if I know that, like for me, my son goes away two weekends. Oh, not goes away, but goes to his program 2 weekends a month. So I know that Friday night he's gone until about 8 o'clock, and then the Saturday he's gone all day until about a certain like 4 or 5, right? So if I
Mm-hmm.
know that and we're dating, we're gonna maximize on that time. You understand that we have to, like, in the same with you. I know that if you're working, like if your shift is different than my shift, I have to be mindful of your time. So when you're free, I can either try to make it where, stuff out to where I could get a sitter so I can come spend time with you. The same, like
Mm-hmm.
it's the compromise between both. And what I mean by um not uh what was the word I used? Not penalizing me for not
Mm-hmm.
being able to be able to do at a drop of a dime is while I understand you understand my time constraints, I have to understand yours because your schedule is different than mine. If I work 9 to 5 and you work 11 to 7, we need to figure this out because we're both, and it has nothing to do with kids. We both have a very different schedule, and we both have to be mindful of that.
And sometimes you have to take a personal sacrifice to get things in order, and you may lose out on that person that you covet, that you're dating. You may really like that person, but with the time constraints, because I was dating a young lady before, she wanted attention, like a lot of attention. Like, I can't give you all of that attention that you're craving at this point because I got so much else going on. You knew that before we start talking. So me, I'm like, well, I gotta leave that situation alone because it's only going to, the further it goes along, you're gonna end up resenting me, and whatever friendship we had is gonna be over. Period. Because you're gonna be like I'm on some bullshit because you don't understand my situation. You remember years back, we done been doing this for so long on this podcast. Remember, I was like, man, I ain't dating no fucking body. Leave the fuck alone. Like, I don't, because I just didn't have the energy. I didn't have the time. You feel me? To commit to anything. You feel me? I just couldn't, you know how they say when you can't pour it from an empty cup.
Yeah.
I was like an empty cup. So, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, my cup wasn't even empty. It was running over. I couldn't lift it up. It was just going to spill everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just going to make a mess. So, in my opinion,
you do have to know your limitations.
Got to know your limitations. You got to
know. And that's why I said, like, I know for me, like, I don't, and this is why, like I said, my dating, how I date is problematic for a lot of people that I know. Because they're like, well, why do you, like, I could meet you one day, meet Willie the next day. I like him. I like you. We all start, like, I start talking to you. I start talking to him. And then I feel a different connection with you. So now Willie's to the side and you're my person. I don't, that's who I'm focused on. I'm not going to, because I don't have the luxury to split my time between two people. So for me, and that's even I was like that before kids, but now more so with kids, I can't go out here and date 6 dudes and make it happen. I barely got time for my own self, let alone 6 other people to be trying to, you know, not necessarily sleeping with, but like even date, like just go out and try to make time to make everybody feel. Because like I don't even want to text you all. Like I'm not about to text you all day. I don't like, let alone 6 other people. I don't like. That's not my wave. So like, yeah, knowing your limitations, and then, but sometimes it becomes problematic with that situation because your focus is on one person, and it's like if that doesn't work, you got to start all over again. But at the same time, I know my limitations. I don't have the luxury to be dating multiple people. I got one person in me, and that's it. Like,
before we hop on that baby mama, baby daddy issue, real quick, does age of the kids matter? And does the amount? Is there a limit?
Amount doesn't. So amount doesn't bother me because if you're taking care of all of your kids, I'm good. Like you can have 4 or whatever, 3, 2, 1, or any more, and as long as you're taking care of and being an active parent in their lives, I'm not going to charge that against you because that was before we even met, and most likely they're probably older. And most often than not, most of the people I date, their kids are older than mine. So except with the exception of my daughter, but most of their kids are either my daughter's age or older than my son. So I really can't say that. Age, I would not date somebody who just had a baby. I'm sorry, if your baby's 2 years old, I'm probably not going to date you. It's still new. Y'all don't like. I don't know what that dynamic looks. I know in that situation it's just weird for me. So I don't want to. If you have like a probably toddler age kid, I probably wouldn't date you. So if the kid's not in kindergarten and up, I probably won't date you. I'm sorry. That's a little too new for me.
Yeah. For me, age.
I ain't wake up in the middle of the night.
I gotta think about my history because I've done that. I've dated a woman who had a young child. You know, it was just one of those things that happened. When I mean young, I'm like 1. You know what I mean? It happened. You know, it was. I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again because that child, when you're around that child so much, you all that child know.
Yeah.
And so that child creates a strong bond with you. You create a bond with that child. And for that to end, and then it's like, all right.
That you probably all that child know as a dad.
Yeah, the child never sees me again. I don't see the child again. Do I still think about that child? Yeah. I'd be like, damn, I wonder how you doing.
That's how I was. And I dated somebody whose kids were he was in grade school. And I see his son and his daughter, and I'm like, that's crazy. I remember having them, like cooking breakfast for them, getting them ready for school, like walking them to school, all those things. And it's so odd because it's like they remember me, but it's because they wasn't that young. But it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, for me, I would take that age versus anybody under 5. Because that's just a lot. And kids that young are very, very impressionable. And you
Exactly.
don't. I would feel weird just it broke up. And if it broke up bad, like it's just not a good situation. So
Facts.
yeah.
All right. So now to the baby mama and baby daddy. How do you handle the baby mama drama? Or would you even date a man who has baby mama drama?
So I did date, like I said, the guy that I dated whose kids were in grade school. He had drama, right? It was drama from both sides. His daughter was no, she was she older than, yeah, she was older than the brother. She basically came, and this is why I posted what I posted, to know, like, understand what those kids are taking on if you're dating their parent. She took it from she's used to her mom. Her mom is the only person. Now I'm in the picture. Who the hell are you? You're trying to replace my mother. So from that side, I had her feeling like I was trying to replace her mom, and then her mom wanting to deal with them only at the house that me and her, where she used to live and didn't live there anymore. But I was always there at that point. I didn't move in at this point, but I
Mm-hmm.
was always there and her kid's father. So when the kids didn't go to school for whatever reason, she wanted to be able to be at the house, even if I was there. And it's like, yeah, no. And she made it very clear. And I just basically, because
So how would you approach it now, though? Like, what would you do differently now?
I would approach it the same way I did. I basically was said to her, we had a conversation, and I said, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be your kid's mom. You're their mom. I'm an extension of their father. I love their dad, so I love them, and I'm going to treat them how I would treat my daughter. There will be no difference. As far as, like, I wasn't trying to discipline my dad with her, but like she had to understand that they need to listen to me while they're around. And a situation happened. I talked about it on the podcast. The situation happened with her son because she told them not to listen to me. That I didn't have to listen to me. He almost got hit by a car
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't want to listen to what I said. And I said to her, "That's not even my child." But the way I reacted, you would have thought that that was my child that day. And I wanted to put my hands on him because he actively didn't listen because he was instructed to not to do so. And I basically came at her and said, "You're like this. This is not the way to be a parent. Because if something happened to him, you'd have been very upset. And then the conversation would have been, he didn't listen because I know you didn't tell him not to listen." So like it was that, and then her still wanting to be with him. So that was that. But going into it now, I know there's a lot of bitter females, that want to not have that person that they used to deal with move on. It depends on the drama, because if he is part of the problem, then I can't deal with him. It's one thing for a baby mom to be bitter, and it's another thing for the dad to feed the nonsense. And if you're not going to be grown, it lets me know that if y'all got to bicker like that all the time, it's still feelings there, and I'm not beat. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how much you want to deny it, you're feeding the argument, because stuff can be done very simply. And because you don't want to do that, because you don't want to hurt her feelings, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sign up for that, because I'm not gonna bring that to you. So don't bring to me what you don't want me to bring to you, because I'm not bringing that.
I can't. Me personally, I agree with you. I can't get into a relationship when a woman relationship. Be clear on what I'm saying. We
Yeah,
can date, but I'm gonna let you know early on until you because it's on you to rectify that situation. You know, and
that part,
when I say you, I'm talking about
the female.
the woman.
Yeah,
So if she can't rectify that situation, then there's no way I can jump in there.
it's the problem of people not learning how to set boundaries, and
And
feeling like it's okay to keep it as it is, and it's chaotic. I don't have time for that.
that's my thing. I don't have time. I got a lot going on for me.
Exactly.
You feel me? So it's like I can't jump in your chaos. You feel me? Like if I fuck with you, if I really, really like you, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give you some advice. You feel me? I'm not gonna let him do nothing to you while you with me or around me. You feel me? And I advise you to tell him,
and don't start none, won't be none.
yeah, please don't approach me.
Like, you know how I knock her out, right? Because like,
you feel me? Because like
you know how I lay her ass out. I'm trying to be civil, but like, she get personal.
Like, I got a lot to lose, so like I'm gonna fight for that. So like, please don't come bring that chaos,
that part
over towards me. So like, I can date him, but if she doesn't have that situation under control, it's only so far we can go, because I'm not trying to deal with that in perpetuity. I'm like we're not about to be dealing with this for years, especially if the child young, and like say the child like 8 or 9. So we still got like 10 more years of this. Yeah. You feel me? Like, I ain't got 10 more years to be stressed.
You're arguing with you, and they're arguing and fussing and cussing. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing too, because I feel like, and that's what the question was, how do you approach the baby mom, baby dad topic? It's like, what's your situation?
Yeah.
With your kids co-parent. Like, what does that look like? Is it always chaotic? Is this a mess? Or because the first thing, here's a red flag for me. We're gonna talk about red flags real quick. Here's a red flag for me. If I date you and you tell me you haven't seen your kids in months, and the first thing I'm gonna say is, have you went down to the court and said that? Nah. So you don't give a fuck.
Facts.
Because ain't nobody gonna dictate how I'm gonna see you. Not because she mad because I'm in a relationship. Why she mad? Like, why she mad? Why you can't see your kids because you're in a relationship? Like, none of that. Those are all red flags to me. So if you're going to consistently sit there and tell me that you can't see your kids because she won't allow it, you are like I said, you're feeding the problem. I ain't beat.
Mm-hmm. And I've been on the other side where I shouldn't.
Oh, well, you have to because I can say it. I'm gonna say it. I've dated guys who their kids' moms told them they can only see their kids in their house and they can't have them around anybody. You have to, like, you can, no matter how old the kid is, you can't take them to your house because they don't know who you're dealing with. But you have to sit in their house and just hang out with your kid around them. That's fucking ludicrous to me.
Yeah. So I had a young lady, right? And she watched the show. So I gotta be careful how I word it. Well, anyway, she came to me for advice or what have you. So one of her kids' fathers, she had 2 kids, 2 separate fathers. One father was, everything was copacetic, everything was cool. The other father, it was like this. They just can't get right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So he wanted more. He wanted to see his child more. You feel me? He like, because he moved out of state. So he like, let me get my child on the weekends. I mean, not the weekends, the summers and the holidays. You feel me? So she felt some type of way. She ain't like that. She like, I'll let you get him. I'll let her.
Yeah, can he be my kid's father? Because listen, shit lay off immediately.
Check what she did now. Check what she said. Now, mind you, the other child get to go with her father for the summer. So this one, he want his child for the summer. So she said, I'll let you last day of school until August 1st, and then I could get her back. And I'll let you get the holidays and some Christmases, right? And so she asked my advice. She was like, am I being unreasonable? You feel me? And I said, you want my opinion? Do you want, you feel me?
Do you really want it or no?
Yeah, because if you asking me as an active father, I'm going to say, yeah, you being unreasonable. You feel me? Because in one breath, you saying, oh, he don't do this, that, and the third. But the next breath, you saying he want his daughter with him more. So if the daughter is with him more, he will be doing this, that, and the third, because he will have no choice because she's with him. You feel me? He's going to have to feed her, clothe her, provide her shelter. So all those burdens that you're carrying every day, every week, you feel me? You won't have to carry it. And then you'll have some own free time to work on yourself, to improve on yourself. So I'm like, yeah, you being unreasonable. I said, did he do anything to the child? Was he abusive? No. So what's the
Or
issue?
not? Yeah.
You being too controlling, right?
You want to dictate the relationship.
And that right there, once I said that,
it was over.
It was over.
No, facts. And I'm that person, because I'm like, I dated a guy and he was giving me every excuse as to why he couldn't see his kids. He hadn't seen them in months, almost a year. And I'm just like, sir, you know you have options. I ain't going on there because then I'm gonna have to pay. Aren't you already paying? You said you were. You're probably paying more than what they will actually have you pay. I've seen your pay stubs, bruh. You paying more than what they will actually have you pay. But like, so you can't have that conversation. Like you said, when you want to have a real conversation, you can't. You can get that off with somebody that don't know no better, but you can't get that off with all that other stuff. So it's very problematic for me. And that situation, I would have told her she was wrong too, because like I said, let my son dad say some shit like that. Yeah. David, bag's packed. Here you go.
Let's get to this last topic and get up out of here. As the relationship grows, how do you regulate spending time with each other?
You make sure you map out the times that y'all both have downtime. And y'all can take time off, whether you both have kids, so you can take time off and do stuff, do fun stuff, go out on dates, do a game night with each other, just do fun shit.
I think
maximize the time.
I totally agree. Incorporate the kids.
Yeah, you can do like you can have sometimes the date night include the kids. Go bowling, go
exactly
go skating, stuff like that.
When there's a will, there's a way. Once y'all committed to each other, it's no different than, you feel me? That's your child too. That's her child too. Now, if y'all both got kids, y'all both taking care. You know what I mean? Y'all family now. So you just operate as a family.
It's not just about that one person's kid, because I've seen a lot of that where the girl wants you to be around her kids, but she ain't never trying to be around yours.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. No, I mean, so
don't fall for it, fellas.
Yeah, you ladies neither. Y'all don't fall for it neither. You know what I mean? So that's another episode of the GFT Radio Show. Thank you all for tuning in. You know where y'all can catch me at on Twitter all the time at eTrentonGroomy. Visit me on my blog at kingstruth.com and also on Snapchat at the King's Truth. Catch us, me and Dame, for the rest of the football season, basically every Sunday at 9 p.m. The Fans Perspective.
And of course, it's your girl, I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Check my TikTok out. I just posted mad at them. And on Instagram. Or you can catch me at unreservedlyme.com. It's my website. Merch.
Yes. Cop that merch. You feel me? I forget the link. It ain't Teespring no more. Y'all
Teespring. Wasn't it Spring? Hyphen creator, something or other. There we go.
There you go. GFTradio.creator/spray.com. Support us while we support y'all. We love y'all. Catch y'all on the next one.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to